You know that spot in your house where sunlight barely shows up but you still want it to feel fresh and alive. Today we are fixing that with indoor plants that actually thrive in low light and still help clean the air. These are not those dramatic plants that faint the moment you forget one watering. These are tough, quiet workers that keep your space looking good while you go live your life. Some of them are proven to remove toxins like benzene and formaldehyde from indoor air. Others just keep humidity balanced so your room feels less stuffy. I have tested most of these in dark corners and hallways where nothing else survived. By the end of this video you will know exactly which plants belong in your bedroom, office, or hallway. Let's jump into the top 13 low-light indoor plants that make your air feel cleaner every day. Pothos is that plant you put in the darkest corner and somehow it still keeps growing like it owns the place. It handles light levels as low as 50-foot candles, which is basically hallway lighting. NASA research found it helps remove indoor pollutants like benzene and formaldehyde from the air. Its thick, waxy leaves hold moisture, so it adds a little humidity to dry rooms. You can forget to water it for over a week and it will bounce back without drama. It grows fast even in low light, so you actually see new leaves every month. Studies show houseplants like Pothos can reduce indoor airborne dust by around 20%, which makes breathing feel easier. The best part is you can cut one vine and turn it into 5 new plants in water, so one Pothos can slowly turn your whole home greener without spending extra money. Fiddle Leaf Fig gets a bad reputation, but in low-light homes it can still survive and slowly improve air quality if you place it near a bright window that does not get direct sun. Its large leaves act like natural air filters, trapping dust and tiny particles that float around your living space. Research on broadleaf houseplants shows they can reduce airborne mold spores and VOC levels over time, which means cleaner air in rooms where ventilation is poor. It releases a surprising amount of moisture through transpiration, which helps dry, heated rooms feel more comfortable. You only need to water it when the top soil dries, so overwatering is the real enemy, not low light. It grows steady rather than fast, so you are not fighting with it every month. When it finally pushes out a new leaf, you know your indoor air and environment are working in its favor. Rubber plant is one of the toughest indoor trees you can keep in low light, and it still helps clean the air quietly in the background. Its thick, leathery leaves are proven to trap dust and indoor particles, which can lower airborne pollutants by up to 20% over time. Studies on ficus varieties show they help remove common VOCs like formaldehyde from indoor air, which is released by furniture and carpets. It stores moisture in its stems, so it handles mist waterings better than most big leaf plants. It also releases steady oxygen at night, which helps bedrooms feel fresher by morning. You only need to water it every 10 to 14 days in low light, so it fits perfectly into a busy routine. When it grows, it does it with bold, shiny leaves that instantly make any dull room feel cleaner and more alive. Spider plant is basically the definition of low light survival and clean air power in one easy package. NASA tests ranked it among the top plants for removing formaldehyde and carbon monoxide from indoor air, which are both common in closed homes. It grows well in rooms with indirect or fluorescent light, so it is perfect for offices, bedrooms, and hallways. It produces more oxygen than many houseplants and can improve indoor humidity by slowly releasing moisture through its leaves. You can forget to water it for days and it still stays green because it stores water in its roots. It also sends out baby plantlets every few weeks, so one spider plant can turn into a whole family fast. People with allergies often say their room feels less stuffy after adding spider plants, which makes them one of the best starter plants ever. Orchid might look fancy, but it is surprisingly good for low-light homes and indoor air comfort when placed in a bright room without harsh sun. Research on flowering houseplants shows they can remove small amounts of airborne toxins like xylene while also improving indoor humidity through natural transpiration. Orchids release oxygen at night, which makes them a solid choice for bedrooms where air can feel stale by morning. They only need watering about once a week because their roots store moisture, which protects them from overwatering mistakes. They thrive in indirect light, so even north-facing windows work well. Their blooms can last up to 3 months indoors, which means you get beauty without constant work. When an orchid is happy, it is a sign your indoor environment is balanced and healthy. Money tree is one of those plants that keeps growing even when your room feels too dark for anything else. It tolerates low to medium light and still supports cleaner indoor air by filtering out small airborne toxins released by paints, furniture, and carpets. Its braided trunk stores water, which lets it survive mist waterings without dropping leaves everywhere. Studies on broadleaf indoor plants show they can lower indoor dust levels by around 20% over time, which makes rooms feel less stuffy. It releases steady moisture into dry air, which helps prevent that tight, dry feeling in winter. You only need to water it every 10 days in low light conditions, so it is perfect for busy people. When it pushes new glossy leaves, you know your indoor air and humidity are right where they should be. Peony is not the typical houseplant, but when grown indoors near a bright window, it can still support better air comfort in low-light homes. Flowering plants like peony help improve humidity through natural transpiration, which makes dry indoor air easier on your skin and throat. Research on indoor flowering plants shows they can absorb small amounts of airborne toxins like benzene over time. Peonies store energy in thick roots, so they do not panic if watering is delayed. They prefer cooler indoor temperatures, which makes them great for bedrooms and shaded rooms. Their blooms can last more than a week indoors, which adds freshness without constant care. When a peony opens inside your home, it is proof that your indoor air and light balance is working well. ZZ plant is famous for surviving in rooms where sunlight barely exists and still keeping the air feeling fresh. It can grow in light levels as low as 25-foot candles, which is about the same as a dim hallway or bathroom. NASA studies listed it among plants that help remove indoor toxins like xylene and toluene from closed spaces. Its thick underground rhizomes store water, so it only needs watering every 2 weeks in low light. It releases moisture slowly, which helps dry air feel easier to breathe. It also produces new shoots even in dark rooms, which proves how tough it really is. If you want one plant that handles neglect and still supports cleaner air, ZZ plant is the answer. Lavender is usually known as a sun lover, but it can still survive indoors in lower light rooms when placed close to a bright window, and it gives your air a natural fresh feel. Studies on aromatic plants show their natural oils help reduce airborne bacteria levels, which supports cleaner breathing spaces. Its scent has been proven to lower stress and improve sleep quality, which makes it a great bedroom plant. It only needs watering when the soil is fully dry because its roots hate sitting in moisture. It releases gentle moisture into the air, which helps rooms feel less dry in winter. Even in low light, it will keep its silvery leaves healthy when rotated every week. When lavender thrives indoors, it shows your air is clean enough to support sensitive flowering herbs. African violet is perfect for low-light homes because it thrives under indirect or even fluorescent light, which makes it great for bedrooms and offices. Research shows flowering houseplants help reduce indoor dust levels by around 20%, which means cleaner air moving through your space. It releases gentle moisture into dry rooms, which helps prevent scratchy throats and dry skin in winter. You only need to water it from the bottom once the soil feels dry, which avoids root rot problems. It blooms multiple times a year indoors, so you get color without needing bright sun. It stays compact, so it fits on desk shelves and nightstands easily. When African violet keeps flowering, it is a strong sign your indoor air balance is healthy. Monstera is not just about big dramatic leaves, it also plays a quiet role in improving indoor air even when light is not perfect. It handles low to medium light and still traps airborne dust on its wide leaf surface, which can lower indoor particle levels by around 15 to 20% over time. Studies on tropical foliage plants show they help reduce common VOCs like formaldehyde released by furniture and cleaning products. Its large leaves release steady moisture into the air, which makes dry rooms feel easier to breathe in. You only need to water it every 7 to 10 days in low light, which keeps it from rotting. It grows slower without bright sun, but it does not give up, which makes it ideal for apartments. When new leaves start splitting indoors, you know your air quality is working in your favor. Chinese evergreen is one of the most forgiving low-light plants you can own, and it quietly helps clean indoor air at the same time. It thrives in rooms with very little natural light and still maintains healthy growth. Studies on Aglaonema varieties show they help remove indoor pollutants like benzene and formaldehyde, which are released by paints and synthetic fabrics. Its broad leaves trap dust, which can lower airborne particles by up to 20% over time. It only needs watering every 10 to 14 days, so it fits easily into a busy routine. It also releases moisture that helps dry, heated rooms feel more comfortable. When Chinese evergreen keeps its color bright in low light, it is proof your indoor air is staying balanced. Peace lily is one of the best-known low-light plants for improving indoor air, and it keeps working even when sunlight is limited. NASA research ranked it among the top plants for removing indoor toxins like ammonia, benzene, and formaldehyde. It thrives under indirect light and even fluorescent office lighting, which makes it perfect for darker rooms. Its large leaves release steady moisture into the air, which helps reduce dry indoor conditions. You only need to water it when the leaves start to slightly droop, which makes care simple. It also helps reduce airborne mold spores in humid rooms like bathrooms. When a peace lily blooms indoors, it is a clear sign your home air is clean and comfortable. So now you know even the darkest corners of your home can still feel fresh and alive with the right plants doing the work for you. From tough survivors like Pothos and ZZ plant to air-cleaning stars like peace lily and Chinese evergreen, these low-light houseplants quietly make your space healthier every day. If this helped you pick your next plant hit, like, share it with a friend who kills everything, and subscribe for more real indoor plant tips that actually work.